everyone. Thank you for being here. This is Unluck Gamers Talk number 9. We actually already reached the ninth episode, which is crazy, to be honest. And I think there will be more and more. So, probably eventually we will have to find a season system like season 1, season 2, and season 3. In any case, if this is the first time that you are watching us, I am Diego Cutie. I am a game designer and creative director by 16 years. I have worked on AAA, AA, indie, many titles. The last title that you might have played of me is A Quiet Place or Star Overdrive, which is being released everywhere. And with me there is Uriel.
Hey everyone, I'm Uriel. I'm a game designer. I've been working on Dino Patrol for the last almost 4 years. We also released a couple of months before, and well, I have a bad case of cough for a long time now. So that's me.
Perfect. So if this is the first time that you see us, this is a live chat. So feel free to say hi, say your opinion, ask a question, or whatever you want, because of course, as I say, it's free. I see that someone is watching us, so thank you for giving us your time and feel free to say hi. And what we are talking today. So today we are talking of Ravenswatch, another co-op game, because that's what we do. We mainly talk about co-op games. So let me share my screen. And there we go. So we have Ravenswatch. Let's see which version is the best. I think
Yeah,
this one.
I think this one. Yeah.
And this one is very good. Wait a sec. Okay, no. I'm trying. I'm learning the software again. I wanted to bring this on the right, but I think it's not doable. Okay, so what is Ravenswatch?
So Ravenswatch is an isometric 3D roguelike, sort of roguelike game, cooperative, obviously. It takes the protagonist of the classic
Fairy Tales.
stories that we were told when we were young. So we have uh, I actually don't know how to call them in English
It's
because
Fairy Tales.
yeah, the fairy tales, but the name of the characters, I know like Cappuccetto Rosso, but it's
Oh,
Italian.
Red Riding
Um,
Hood.
yeah, thank you.
You have Beowulf. This is the Mad Piper.
Mhm. And you can control them. You can have a party up to 4 people. You will go around in these pretty small open world maps, open-ended
Yes.
maps. You have to defeat stuff that you find around. They will give you exp through the experience. You can level up, create a sort of build so you can improve your character, uh, become more powerful. You can find a series of activities to do in the map. As for any kind of roguelike, these activities will make your avatar stronger and stronger during the run, and you have to defeat 3 bosses to complete the base game. When
Yes.
you die, when you die, you have 6 tries that you can have before
Or you can be
failing the
revived
run.
by your friend.
Yes, exactly, and you can be revived. If you completely fail the run, you are going to lose everything, and you will start all over again, like in any roguelike.
Well, but you also collect experience. So if you fail and you use the same character a lot of times, you will eventually unlock more powerful version of his abilities that will help you for future runs. So there is this aspect of just a bit rogue light in which you can improve.
Hmm.
It's not as strong as many others. It's just a bit.
Yeah, I think it still falls under the roguelike category because it's true. You unlock new power ups for the characters while you level them up through the meta progression, but it's not that the new power up are stronger than the first one. They just add diversity. So all in all, you
That is
get
true.
more choice, but it's not necessarily better than the ones that you had before.
It's true. You're right. It's true in that. Also, two new people join us, so thank you for joining us. Feel
Hi.
free to say hi and to ask any question or share your opinion or whatever you want about this game or in general about the game industry, as you have experts here to answer you. And well, let's start with the first questions. What do you like it? So this is a game that me and Uriel play together. That's what we're talking about. We mostly play co-op game. And did you like it or not?
Yes, I think it's safe to assume that I actually liked the game very much. I like the take that they add on the genre. So it's not a classic roguelike. It's not room, kill everything in the room, move to the next one, and repeat until the final the final boss. I like the agency that you have in exploring an open map, basically, and deciding what challenges to take on and which one to avoid. You can run from a fight if you find out that hey, I'm going to die here. You can try to escape, and the variety of the characters,
Mhm.
I love that. So you are able to create a very diverse build within the same character, and each character feels very, very different from each other. Um, I also liked some aspects of the co-op, but I think we are going to talk about that maybe later on,
Yes.
especially the DLC part. It was very, very interesting. And yeah, I think together we played about 6 hours.
Yes.
I'm reading right now. I've got 17 right now, so I've kept playing the game even solo for a while. I guess that means I liked it.
Okay.
What about you?
Um, for me is so and so. I start saying I like it this more than many other roguelite that me and we have played together. In fact, we played it more, probably than most of roguelite that we played together.
Mm.
And I agree with what you're saying. It's nice to having different characters. It's really, really cool. The variety of build, it's actually very interesting because basically what you're seeing here, these Q, left click, right click, E, and shift are basically the character's ability. Each character has these five ability, well, six ability technically, because the ultimate is also ability. Didn't unlock it yet. And basically, each of these ability can be improved with a talent that you get when you level up. And this talent change the effect of the abilities. For example, certain this ability that you see, it's a force field that make your damage higher. One of the talent is about making this thing explode. So it stays longer and then you expose it at more damage. Another one is having more rats, stronger rats, exploding rats, rats that debuff the enemy. Another one changes basically your flute. So you do more damage but less shot or slower and things like that. So you can have really a lot of variety. And you have cutters, each of them with their different gameplay style. So why I say so and so? Why I think this is for me is a so and so type of experience? Uh, because basically is the variety thing that Uriel was saying before. Oh, I'm exploding by the way.
You're glitching away.
I'm glitching. Okay, I got back. I'm glitching. Okay, I don't know why. The joy. Let's turn on the off the camera 1 second and turn it on again. No, I'm just continue to glitch for. And I wasn't glitching when we were like small.
No,
Okay, and I'm not glitching right now. Okay, we'll stay like this.
mysteries of the life.
Mystery of life. So,
Unluck.
why I say the variety thing, and this for me is a problem that most, if not say every roguelite and roguelike has, which is the repetition. which is, I'm not saying that this is necessarily a bad thing of the game. This is a necessary thing for most of these games, and something that the type of target audience that like this game want. But for me specifically, no, I'm glitching again. I will turn off and then later I will try to fix myself later. Uh, so why is a problem for me? For me, it's a problem because I don't like redoing the same challenge more efficiently. For me, oh, by the way, we're seeing the character having a talent, and wait, let's just do this. Okay, and we can say you see now he's choosing between the different type of attacks and effects. And for me, this is the problem. The problem is once I beat a challenge, even if I beat it, I don't know, almost luckily, or maybe with a bit of randomness. Maybe I got crits, I got certain things, but whatever. When I beat a challenge, I'm not interested into that challenge anymore. So beating the boss, beating this level for me, it's boring redoing it. And yes, I can do it once, maybe again, because I want to be slightly more efficient. But already at the third time that I have to do the same boss, it becomes boring. Even if you say, "Oh, Diego, but you never become like I don't know, no hit run. Maybe you always die 2 times." Yes, still, it's becoming boring for me. I'm not interested in that because it's losing the novelty. Now, if this game will add more character, not more character, sorry, a faster character progression, so unlocking more characters faster, then this challenge for me could be repeated because, oh, I beat it with a Piper, I didn't beat it with this character. Okay, that's a new challenge basically. But hey, I'm just doing 5 times this boss every time more efficiently because really the real challenge is the third boss. That is the one that I want to reach. This is not interesting for me. Oh, we have Eduardo. Hi, Edo. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to have a question and thank you for giving us your time. And
Hi,
it's coming from LinkedIn. So actually, we know that LinkedIn is going
it's
live
working.
because we never know for sure. Because I'm a terrible streamer. I don't know how to do shit. So for you, it's not a problem, the repetition, Uriel?
Uh, not so much. I I don't find it so frustrating to having to repeat the same task over and over, especially if I didn't get to feel the complete accomplishment of the previous task. So maybe I didn't beat the boss, even if I arrived to the boss multiple times. And as you said, trying and trying again with different builds or characters can make the experience new, can add novelty elements, and for me, that's pretty much enough to keep playing the game. I also don't really like the full-on repetition experience. So if I defeated the boss, I've tried all the characters, and maybe there are like difficulty levels like +1, +2, +3. I don't really care to
Mhm.
complete them all, but still, I can keep playing the game for a little bit more probably before getting bored.
Okay. By the way, Eduardo, Edu, we should do one together with me, you, and Uriel discussing things. It would be very cool. So send me a message, remind myself that. Now, for me, it is a problem, but I think there is a solution to this, and it's actually in a game that we already played and discussed in this Unlucky Gamer Talks, which is now I don't remember the name, of course, because I'm terrible with names, but the reroll
Eldivers,
game. Sorry,
Eldivers,
no, the reroll,
the reroll game.
the
Which one?
shooting game. The one that you reroll the world.
Ah, yeah, of course.
I don't remember the name.
Remnant
Yeah,
2.
Revenant 2. Why? Because in Revenant 2, yes, you're doing the same level, and we actually did the world 3 times. But there is a new boss, a slightly different variation in the type of enemy or in the secrets that you find or in the sub challenges. Now that game had other problem that we discussed in the video, but this idea for me, I think it's cooler. Like if there was a way to have, I don't know, two, three possible variation of the first boss and two, three variation of secrets, enemies, type, and things within the map, that would be cool. Because that's the other thing. This game, it's equal in the map. Is always equal. You always have these challenges in which you bite a strong enemy and open the chest. You have the sub quest that is always the same. In the level is finding enough wood to do things. You always have the fountain to regain life. So you always have the same thing. So at a certain point, even in our playthrough with me and Uriel, was like, oh, let's not heal each other. Let's just run quickly to the fountain that heal us and increase things. And then let's try to go there in the chest. This is one of these healing fountain here. So this for me was the problem basically.
Mhm.
It's at a certain point the thing that you do on the map are always the same and you tend to do them always in the same way because it's efficient. For example, for me, Uriel was let's keep one fountain until we are close to the end so we can be full health before reaching the final boss. And
Mhm.
same was for the ultimate. Oh, let's keep the ultimate to basically until we are close to the first boss, and then use the ultimate at the start because it's more efficient because the ultimate is time based like the other abilities. So this kind of element for me makes the experience boring at a certain point
Mhm.
because the dynamics, in this case, I'm talking of game design dynamics, so mechanic, dynamic, and aesthetics, and the dynamics are basically the player strategies. Their dynamics get repetitive. Basically, dynamics continue to say, "Oh, let's do this, let's do that," and these type of things.
Okay, so basically your approach would be an approach like Hades. So they've got those bosses, but each boss has different variation.
No, Hades for me will be perfect at style of Remnant. So you have this open world map that can be the same for level one and the same for level two and whatever.
Mhm.
But you have maybe two, three boss for level one, two, three boss for level two, and maybe if it's level three is the last one, only one for level three.
Mhm.
And then you have certain mission that appears only on map one, certain mission that only appear maps two, certain mission that only appears on map one, but not every time. There is a certain randomness or procedurality, if you want to call it in this way,
Mhm.
so that sometimes like, oh, I spawn in a map that doesn't have the fountain for health, but has, I don't know, this other possible bonus. Oh, that's cool. I never done it. Or oh, it never happened to have this only this bonus and not the fountain. That's a new variation. That's something that for me will keep me interested into the fighting. No, not the fighting system. Into the progression system because the fighting system is good. The fighting system it's actually very well done. The character feels different and the combat feels rewarding.
Mhm. Okay. Um, I hate this cough. I'm sorry, everyone. I get what you're doing, what you're saying. It would be interesting to see it because I'm afraid that in a game like a roguelike where repetition is at the core of the experience, so in Remnant, yes, you can replay the run multiple time and reroll the word, but you are going to do it how many times? Two, three, four, five. I think after the fifth time, it, it's okay. You saw everything, but
Yes.
the experience there it's like 40 hours, at least 30 hours. So we
Mhm.
we took like almost 50, if I remember correctly. But in in the roguelike, you are going to play it so many more times. So in order to keep the novelty live, you should create really a lot of content to keep feeding the player playthrough after playthrough.
But you see,
Do
this
you
I think
think
for
that?
me is a fails information because you always
Okay.
presume that um, this for me is the problem of replayability.
Uh-huh.
That in which you are saying, "Oh, we need a lot of content because we need to have infinite replayability," but this is only true for super users. Master player will not even finish the game, like me. And if you maybe manage to have just a little more content that would have kept me for 2 more hours, that would have been better than just simply abandon the game. This for me is a problem like less than 8% of the player, 8% finish games. Okay, so it's nothing basically.
Hmm.
Yes, it's true that the super user will play for 300 gazillion hours. That is, it's absolutely true. It's 100% true. But in my opinion, the super user will have done that anyway with any generic progression system. Um, these or any other, just like in general speaking, like this
Hmm.
progression system would have worked with another progression system would have worked. If it's really that type of super user, I think he would have done it. Man, these rats are super OP. He really developed the rat
He
because he
built.
almost killed an entire life bar alone. This is a good player. This is clearly not first time playing, for sure. But
Yeah,
so
it's
for
not
me, is that
us.
so? What you're saying for me, it's correct. But I think this is a false friend of
Hmm.
designer,
Yeah, makes sense.
and is only for super user, which is yes, useful, absolutely super useful. Users are important, and you want to keep them because they sell your game, they do evangelization of your game, all these type of things. So that is true, but super users are just such a tiny, tiny portion of a game that saying, "Oh, you will need so much content to satisfy them." It's wrong, not because it's not true. It is true, but because like
It's
you
not worth it.
exactly you shouldn't really satisfy them.
Yeah, makes sense. Interesting.
Well, that's my point of view in that. My
Hmm. No, I can understand.
well, we are going to the second level.
Yeah, so with the second level, I think we should mention something that we haven't talked about up until now. That it's another interesting or unique aspect of the game, and it's we said okay, you can explore these open-ended levels, and you will need to fight a boss. But how do you fight a boss? How does it happen? Basically, there is a timer at the start of each level. I don't know how to call it. The moment you exit the safe area where you spawn, like for example, right now he exited in the bottom right corner. I don't
Yes,
think it's
wait, I go
visible right
here so
now.
maybe people can see it.
Yes, exactly. You can see that there is a 17 minutes
Here,
timer in this case. I think it varies from level to level.
yes.
But basically, that's the time that you have to explore the map and farm and build up your character. At the end of the timer, you will be teleported to the boss. Basically, it's like narrative wise, it's like this super evil spirit that is coming back to life or something like that. So, the moment he gets up, you get teleported, and you are now affronting the encounter, the boss. Uh, this is interesting because it's not usually a mechanic that we found very often in a roguelike, and you are forced to manage your time and to take conscious decisions throughout the gameplay. Because of course, oh, okay, we only have 2 minutes. We need to run. As you said before, our tactic at the beginning was okay. Let's heal fully before hitting the boss. It makes sense. So when we saw the timer, oh, only 2 minutes, we need to run to the fountain of life to get back to full health, or oh, we still have 5 minutes, so we can explore this new area. We can take some risks, or maybe we collected enough currency. We need to go to the shop before affronting the boss, and etc. I think that's an interesting addition to the Rock League
Yes, it is.
genre.
And also something that I want people to notice in this video is the difference of the enemies. So now you notice that the enemies are very, very different. They have different abilities, um, different movement systems, different combinations. So this is the variety I was saying before. Like, oh, going the second level first time is like, oh, it's so cool. It's not only about, oh yes, this level it's bluish instead of greenish. It's actually there are different enemies. They have different abilities. They act in a different way. And this is really cool because it creates novelty. You have to learn different strategies. Oh, there is this board have this ability. The Dijin have another abilities. There is the super special board. The crabs. Yes, the crabs is another one. So the crabs are basically immune to damage until you charge their kind of like stun bar here. And once they are on their back, you can really, really, really damage them.
Yeah, and still in the time management department, there is and the variety also. They have a day-night cycle, so it can either be day or night, and enemies will change depending of the moment of the day that you're in, and also the character that you're playing. Many characters have different abilities depending if it is night or day. I think they didn't make full use of this system. They could have done a little bit more because at a certain point I completely forgot about day and night. I didn't
Yeah.
even realize the difference. But changing character, this become more and more important. For example, there is a you said it before, Little Red.
Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood.
Okay,
Red Riding Hood.
that is depicted as a werewolf in the game. It's
Yes.
called Violet, um, and during the day you are the little girl. You have some abilities. You can do some stuff, and as soon as the night arrives, you change into the werewolf, and you have a completely different set of skills. So in that case, you really feel the difference. Um,
Well,
between
also
day
with
and
the
night.
Piper too, because the
Yeah,
Piper has different styles of,
of
let's say,
shooting.
notes,
Yeah.
and the special abilities change too on that. Like in when it's night, like now, you have faster bullet that do
Mhm.
less damage, and
But
your
they
special
pierce through enemies.
exactly.
So
During the day, they don't pierce, and your special attack is this kind of
yeah,
like
icon.
shotgun style thing,
Mm,
which is different, of course. So this is something also that you notice, and I don't know if it's for every character. For sure, certain character like Red Riding Hood has a more clear version of that because, of
yeah.
course, being the Little Riding Hood and being a giant werewolf, it's a clear distinction.
Yes. Yeah, if I remember correctly, there are a few other characters that change a little bit, but mostly the environment. So new enemies spawn at night, and etc. I think we can talk about the interesting approach to co-op that they took with the DLC.
Yes, absolutely. That is super, super, super amazing.
Okay, so basically you start with a roster of characters. You start with 4 characters, and each time you complete the first level of the game with one of the fourth. Sorry, Alexa. Uh, each time you complete the game with one of those, you unlock another. So if you complete the first level with the werewolf, you get a specific character. You complete it with the singer, you get another character, etc. So you can unlock up to 8 character, and then there is another one that is you get it later on. But basically, with a free DLC that you just get for free, and this is
Yes, which is
always
crazy.
yes, exactly. It's
Yeah.
always welcome. You get 2 bonus characters, And these two characters are really related to each other because they are Romeo and Juliet. So the
We are seeing
game
Romeo right now. I tried to find co-op, but no.
uh, the game suggests you to play them together.
Yes.
And I don't know if Diego, you want to explain a little bit more about how they play and the
I'm still
co-op.
trying only. I'm trying to search for someone who plays both, but sadly, I only see people or play Romeo or play Juliet.
Maybe
Which is
you can put co-op in the
co-op.
or split
It's
screen. I don't know.
it's this guy. Okay, well, we'll have this guy a bit in the middle,
Okay.
covering. But
Yeah.
yeah, so this, as I say, this DLC, it's cool first because it's a DLC for free, which is already cool. And as Uriel was saying, this game is about the characters. So having two characters for free, it's a huge deal. It's very, very important. The second point is that these two characters, now, me and Uriel played together, played co-op. But before Romeo and Juliet, this game suffered from what we usually call the classic single player solitary co-op experience, which is like, yes, we are playing together, but we are not really playing together. I'm playing, you're playing, I'm shooting, you're shooting. Sometimes we have similar things in which, like, I have to heal you or revive you, but other than that, it's basically double the damage, divide the aggro, and that's it. That's the extension of the co-op,
That's the co-op.
which is okay. It's not a problem, but it's still what it is. Now, Romeo and Juliet instead are characters that are specifically designed to be played together because all their abilities and the play styles is based on that. So, what are these ability and play style? Well, the first is uh, Juliet is a shooter, so from the distance, and Romeo is a high mobility DPS melee. And this is very important because basically she stays in the back, Romeo goes to the front. Now, their basic ability is the one that I have my mouse on right now, the heart. It's basically Juliet has that for Romeo, and Romeo has that for Juliet. And basically, you sacrifice a portion of your life bar to regenerate a higher portion of your lower heart bar. So let's say I sacrifice 10 HP and I recharge 15 HP. Why this is already interesting? Because of course you might be thinking, okay, and what stops Romeo to sacrifice this 10 HP that just gained to recharge 15? And basically they both gain 5. Because if I sacrifice 10 and give 15, and then the other sacrifice 15 and give me 15, we just net 5. Nothing. This is the entire point. You can continue to spam this ability to almost have infinite life or infinite regenerability of life with timer if you're close to each other. And that's cool because it's a unique mechanic. The other is what you just saw. They can, with in this case, triangle is the third ability.
Mhm.
They can basically call each other. So Juliet calls for Romeo and Romeo calls for Juliet. And if they are close to each other, they will move towards each other in an invincibility timer. And when they hit each other, they explode doing super, super high damage. And this is another cool abilities because, of course, you want to be close to each other, but not too close. Because if you are a bit farther away, you can get into the middle and hit more enemies and have more invincibility timer respect the others. So you want to stay close, but not too close. You want to use these as many time as possible, potentially, because of course, there we go. It does a lot of damage. And finally, their last ability, their specials, their ultimate here, is the dance, in which basically the two start to dance with each other. And while they're dancing, they're doing high, high damage to each enemy they hit. But the twist is that to be more efficient and moving, you, both the players, so in this case me and Uriel, we should move in the same direction because you will move at double of the speed. So we need to talk and coordinate in order to
Yes,
move as efficiently as possible.
exactly, because both of us can influence the movement. So if we move in opposite direction, the characters are not going to move. If we move like this, they are going to move in the middle, and the damage output is based on the velocity of the characters. So if we move both in the same direction, we are going to output so much more damage
And move faster,
and
which
faster,
because
so we
hits
can
more enemies
cover absolutely.
or avoid damage and things like that. And so this is actual co-op, and it was super cool because it's really cool when you have real co-op. Oh, there we go. We're seeing right now. So you see the two characters are not okay. Now they are coordinated. Not much right now, actually. They have been coordinated for like 1 second, and that's it. But yeah, this is the idea, and it's really cool because you have two characters, melee and ranged, which are basically two main type of character they have in this game. They have special ability there based on their positioning. They have special ability that is spammable, and you want to communicate and spam this ability, so you need to want to close together. They have an ultimate that rewards coordination, or in generally speaking, communication. Because maybe even if you're not specifically coordinating, you at least to have an idea of like, hey, let's go and chase this enemy. And this is very cool. This is actually super super cool because having this type of gameplay, it's completely different than having the other type of gameplay, which is I hit, you hit, everyone does his own thing, no one is really collaborating in a co-op game. And this is something that many co-op games still uh, makes mistake, and they still not do right. They continue to do solitaire in multiple person.
Yeah, so that was very interesting. And
Absolutely super interesting.
since the game is also single player, you can play the game alone. They had to make it work also for the single player, so they found strategies to work around these aspects to
Mhm.
make each of these abilities also work if you are playing alone.
Yes,
So they work slightly differently, um, but it still works, and it's an effort that I really enjoyed because, as I said, I kept playing the game a little bit more, and Juliet happened to be my favorite character. So at first, I was a little bit worried, like, okay, but really, I cannot play the character if Diego doesn't play Romeo. And the answer is no, you can still play, just you are playing alone.
exactly. Yes, in this case, for example, when you use the special joining together, it will happen, but you just summon like a ghost of
Yeah.
Romeo, so it will always work.
Mhm.
The only thing that doesn't 100% work is the infinite voluntary glitch of life. You
Yeah. Yeah.
regenerate yourself,
It's
but
harder because
exactly, it's hard.
you lose the first the like if I remember correctly, it's like
Yeah,
15
yeah.
to
You lose
twenty
the first,
five
and then you
percent,
regenerate.
and then you regenerate, but it's slower, so you are opening yourself up to really risky positions.
But I think this is okay because
Yeah.
that glitch, which was saying, is not a glitch. It's clearly something that was been designed to.
Hmm.
It's uh, it's a pro to playing together. It's like literally, hey, you guys are playing together. Okay, sure. So let's actual give a reward. And if you're not playing together, it will still work in the sense he's a heal, but he has a bit of delay and danger, which you
Hmm.
shouldn't have if you're playing together. But it's okay because that's the reward to actually commit. Because that's what we're saying.
Hmm.
Playing Romeo and Juliet is commitment in the real sense of it, in the sense that you have to play both together to maximize that. And what if you don't like Romeo or you don't like Juliet? That's the thing. If you commit them, they are stronger together, but you need to like both. Otherwise, you can play one, which is slightly less efficient than playing both, but you have the freedom, like I have the freedom to play the Piper, which was my favorite
Hmm.
character to play.
Yes.
Mhm. So What are the strength point for me of this game? So for me, the strength point of this game is in general the combat. The combat is actually good and it's engaging. It's flashy. It's dodgy. I think the control could be better. In fact, I actually had to map my controller to change the dash and attach it here to the classic lateral button. So I was able to play and dodge with this. Because with the Piper, you shoot with the direction of the R, and that's means that for dodging, I should have pressed A. So stop shooting, stop attacking, and dodge. So I have to remap it. And I think in this game, you want to dodge and attack at the same time because that's what a lot of characters do. For example, even Romeo has a special ability that if you are dodging and then attack, your attack is stronger, and it's that's kind of like this long slash. So this for me is while the combat is great and it is great, I think the button controlling could be better. I think it could have been better, but still the game allow you to remap everything. So I think it's doable. And this type of controller are now very cheap. You can have multiple controllers that are very cheap and have back button. So I don't think it's a huge problem, and it's still playable even without a back button. But
Mm.
I think that is an issue. I think the game could have better mapping for controllers, and I don't know for mouse because I didn't play with mouse, but I suspect it's the same for mouse. I'm not
Yeah,
100% sure, but I do suspect that.
yeah,
Another
no,
element that I think this game is a bit missing is the backgrounds. While the enemies are cool to watch and the bosses are cool, the background it's very generic most of the time. Like there is good guidance. You can see here is a good guidance because you can have these different colors that tell you the path to follow, the areas. But most of the time, you're not really taking any attention on what's behind you. It's most of the time just like, oh yeah, there is a chest there, there is these things, but you're not looking about these, drums. Why there are drums there, or why there is vases. Considering that there's a very strong lore from fairy tales, you could have inspired that. We could have, I don't know, the wood of Red Riding Hood. We could have Firenze from Romeo and Juliet, Florence. We could have for the Piper, the city and the cave. I don't know. I think we could have
yeah.
areas that were more interesting than this space, because this for me is a space. It's not an area. It's just a space.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with you. Um, for me, the strongest point of the game it's actually combat, as you said, but I don't want to repeat you, so I will opt for my second favorite aspect that is the variety in characters, in playable characters. So, as I said at the start, each character play and feels very very differently from the others, and this is done also from a mechanic point of view. Um, talking about, I'm really sorry about my cough. Talking about the game feel. So in this kind of games, and I know because we developed one for the last 4 years, you need to take many choices. For example, while the characters are attacking, are they still moving? Is it a twin stick shooter or a single stick shooter? And they basically answered yes to each of these because there is
It's true.
a character that does each of these in a different way. So the frost lady, I don't remember the frost wizard.
It's the queen, the ice queen.
Yes, the Ice Queen. She completely
Elsa,
lock.
basically.
Uh, exactly. She completely lock on the spot while she is shooting. While, for example, the Piper, can
Moves.
still walk while shooting, but he is very slower. Um, um, Juliet can shoot. She is locked while shooting, but she has ammo. So the others can just keep spamming while she needs to be aware of, okay, I'm getting out of ammo. And same goes for the melee character. I've tried almost all of the characters, and some of them, while they are attacking, they lock on the spot and they have like a little bit of movement, but it's embedded in the animation of the attack, so you are not actually moving the character. While others, like for example, song, I don't remember the name of
The
anything.
Wolf.
The No, it's the a new one that you haven't saw.
Oh.
So you know Goku from Dragon Ball. It's inspired from the
It's the Monkey King.
Yeah, exactly. So you can play as the Monkey King, and it's my new favorite character, by the way. It's
Oh.
Melee, and he has a combo system of attacking melee, but also a little bit of mid range, and he is very fluid in the movement, and he keeps moving while attacking. So you can
It's like Ramio. Ramio, I like it for that because he has a lot of movement in attack.
So yes, so you get all of the possible choices that you may take from a game designer, game design and game feel point of view, and you will find one of the characters that you like to play. So I really like this, but a weaker point for me was the onboarding. So we started playing the game, and basically we were thrown into these areas, as you said, because I agree with you. The backgrounds are not as inspired, or they don't communicate as much narrative, environmental narrative as they could. We got thrown in there, and we didn't actually understood most of the stuff at the beginning. We started to understand a little bit more while playing, but when the first time I played alone, I think I spent like the first half an hour not playing and just reading all of the stuff that I could read in the game. So the advices during the loading screen. There are some pages like a sort of book that you can literally scroll the page,
Yes,
and but it's boring to read.
it
I don't
is.
want to
Well, it
read.
is.
I want something more engaging because it's 2025 and it's a video game, so I should not be forced to read a book to be able to fully play the game, not if the game is an action combat roguelike
Yes. Yeah.
game. That can be okay for a textual adventure, narrative adventure, many other kinds of game, but not this one. So playing the game without all of those information and playing the game after I read all of that stuff felt like playing almost two different games. And I think that's a flaw in today's industry.
I fully agree. I 100% agree with that. Okay. So for today, we actually went a bit long. We had reached like 15 minutes almost, which is cool
Mhm.
because it means there was a lot of to talk about
Yeah.
for this game. And once again, thank you for following us. Thank you for participating. For me, in general, do I suggest Ravenswatch? Yes, actually, there are like Steam Fest right now. I don't know if he's in discount or not, but I think
Um,
this is could be a perfect game to
yes,
play.
50% discount.
Perfect for 50% discount and a free DLC, uh, co-op and single player type of experience. I think this is a perfect game that you can play.
Mm.
I think it's something that you can have fun, you will enjoy it, and maybe you will enjoy it for a few hours like me. Still worth it for 6 hours of play, 8 hours maybe. And if you're Uriel, you'll play it for a lot of hours, and this is totally worth it. And although this game doesn't have, I don't think he has the one buys and the other play.
No, both people need to buy the
Because
game.
sometimes we play this type of game, this doesn't. So
Mm.
thank you for following us. Next week we might do another game, or we might do news, depends if there is anything interesting to talk about. We only talk about if there is something interesting for us. If you have any suggestion about games or topic or news or what else really that you want us to tackle, please write me on LinkedIn, write on Uriel, write on Twitch, write on whatever platform you are seeing this because I usually re-upload it everywhere. Let us know and thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.